And I'm so excited to connect with you again today on embracing the year 2022. Oh, it's awkward, or it doesn't really resonate with our spirit or man thinking to start talking about the ending of a thing before the beginning of it, because we will always say religious taught us that God is, of course, is a proven fact that God speaks of the ending even before its beginning, and in between the ending and the beginning, we began. The religious has made us like you cannot start talking about the ending of a thing and then, why are you God? You're not God. But you know that you will agree with me in the book of Genesis chapter 31 about Laban, a relationship between Laban and Jacob. These are there's a tie between both of those two. And you will agree with me that how God was able to enable Jacob to see the ending of his success, the ending of his prosperity, what will become before the beginning. Is sat down talking about imagination. We all have creative power embedded in us. So that's why I would love to digress more on embracing the year 2022. And if I tell you that you can begin to talk about the end of 2022 right now at the beginning of it, you because it's in between the ending and the beginning that you'll figure out the essential principles that will make you accomplish greater results. When we talk about the story of, I want you to go study the book of Genesis chapter 31 or from 29, 30, 31. And then the family of Laban began to envy Jacob. That's a powerful example. Jacob sat down. He felt cheated. Did 2021 check? Were you cheated in 2021? It's not too late to make adjustments. It's not too late to sit down, plan, and strategize and strike harder and then go and then accomplish great ending. Now, Jacob sat down, and then there was this impressing thing in his heart that designing and then put a stand in front of her while the sheep and the goat would be meeting, and when they met and then they gave birth to that which he imagined. I leave it to go just study that scripture. And at the end of it, the scripture made us to understand that Jacob became so wealthy. I mean, he quadrupled that is the sheep. And then what he served for 14 years. I mean, God brought restoration, a massive restoration to him by the power of imagination, power of creative mind, creative thinking. It's not just to pray, it is to engage your mind to creative power in alignment to what God had, to the will and the purpose of God for your life. Now, Jacob ends was so great because he saw it from the beginning. He felt cheated by Laban, but he didn't pick offense. He sat down and then looked inward, and then there, the creative power of God was birthed, and then he implemented. So in between the end result and the beginning is a process and some essential principles that you and I need to begin to exercise. I encourage us in the last time that by saying that I observed some few people in 2021 that what made him successful, or before now, but what made him successful in what they did. And now I observed that some key things, and I put together and I want to encourage you with just few things for you to embrace 2022. Now, look at this. The scripture I shared the last time, and I said that God shared with us in the book of Jeremiah that he will give us an expected end. God himself spoke about an ending before the beginning. He's given us an assurance of a glorious ending, of a majestic ending, of ending with proven result. Not just talking, busying around, or engaging your mind with several activities that does it really count, or does it really matters? Does it really produce result? I mean, tangible result that everyone will see that this is the finger of God. This is the hand of God. This is God at work in your life. Now, today, I quickly want to encourage us with with this next step. I spoke a lot about. I just spoke a few things about strategizing. But today, I quickly want to encourage us with these few ones. Now, Luke chapter 14 says, "For which of you wishing to build a farm, building does not first sit down and calculate the costs?" Watch this. Which of you, myself inclusive, who want to build the year 2022 and not first sit down and count the costs and calculate the cost? I'm reading from Amplified Classic, to see whether he has sufficient means to finish it. I didn't say it. The scripture says it in Luke chapter 14, 28 and 29. Otherwise, when he has laid the foundation and is unable to complete the building. Now watch this. When you've laid the foundation and in between the year and you're unable to complete the building, you begin to ask God that. You begin to judge God. You begin to judge people. You begin to criticize and say, that didn't make that happen. That didn't make that happen. Hey, didn't make that happen. Because of high demand, because of this, because of that, because of circumstances that surrounds. We begin to be judgmental. Are you taking responsibility to know that God has orchestrated things to be in place for you, but it's now up to you to hone it, to be diligent enough to sit down, count the cost, calculate the cost, and see whether your cost will finish that task. And now it says in the later verse of 29, it says, complete the building. All who see it will begin to mock and jeer at him and say, look at him. Or will you be judgmental or accept the responsibility? This scripture is so loaded. I'm so excited. Now, Proverbs chapter 3 said something here. He said that lean on, trust in, and be sufficient and be confident in the Lord with all your heart and mind, and do not rely on your own insight or understanding. Verse 6, I'm out of time. But I in all your ways know, recognize, and acknowledge him, and he will direct and make straight your plans. And 2 Samuel chapter 5, I want you to go read it. David inquired of the Lord and said, you shall not go, the Lord told him, you shall not go up, but go around behind them and come upon them over opposite to mulberry or balsam trees. Now that's God speaking to him, giving him strategy. Now today I quickly will encourage you with this in just a few words. Programming. I spoke about strategy the other day, and today I'm telling you about programming. With the scriptures that I've just highlighted out, it's talking about programming. Planning also means programming. This is the ability to simplify problems by making them down into similar components. In your bid to achieve your goals, you may encounter mountain-like obstacles, but you can program your way through them. For example, when Jesus was confronted with the challenge of feeding about 5,000 hungry men in the desert place where there was no food, you know what he did? He said, sit down in groups of 50s. So rather you trying to deal with 5,000 at once, it doesn't work that way. Jesus was able to focus on each of those groups, set to 50 as his immediate needs. And you will agree with me that it is easier to handle challenges in 50s than 5,000. In no time, the 5,000 men were fed. and there was enough left over. And that's John chapter 6, talking about programming. Your future determines with programming. Small, little steps accomplishing great result. Forgetting that it is good planning that guarantees enjoyment in the future. Programming matters. I leave you with this today. Today is Sunday, and I want to encourage you, connect to a church, online services, go to your local church, faith believed, word believed, spirit tongue talking church, and then plug in there and fellowship with them while you plan to embrace 2022. I wish to see you tomorrow. Please don't hesitate. Leave your comment, preach the message to someone, share it with your friends and families, and I look forward to you having a great and glorious year ahead. Thank you very much. My name is Samson. It's Director Distractor. Keep planning, keep programming, because there is going to be a performance and a glorious ending for you and I in 2022. God bless. Have a great day. Bye-bye.